Welcome, the rare gems. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the atmosphere shift? Not because someone was loud or demanding attention, but because their presence alone was undeniable? That's the energy of a Sigma female. She doesn't need to announce herself. Her strength speaks louder than words. Men notice her, not because she's trying to be noticed, but because she's impossible to overlook. It's the way she carries herself, the confidence in her silence, and the depth in her eyes that make her stand apart. If you're a Sigma female, this video is for you. A reminder of your unique power and the reasons why your presence leaves such a lasting impression. You're not just different, you're extraordinary. Your independence, authenticity, and ability to stay true to yourself in a world full of noise are rare gifts. And for those still figuring out if they belong to this rare breed, this might just be the eye-opener you need. So stay with me as we dive into the fascinating traits that make men instantly take notice of Sigma females. You'll not only recognize yourself in these qualities, but also find the encouragement to embrace them fully. Hit that play button and stick around, because this isn't just a list. It's a celebration of everything that makes you unstoppable. Let's get started. The rare gems. To gain a deeper insight, I encourage you to watch the entire video to the end and share your thoughts in the comments below. Number 1. The absence of competition. There's something undeniably refreshing about a Sigma female's approach to life. She isn't concerned with outshining anyone or proving herself in unnecessary ways. Competition simply doesn't interest her. She knows her value and refuses to measure it against others. Men notice this immediately because it's such a rare quality. While others are busy keeping score or jockeying for position, she's focused entirely on her own growth, her own goals, and the path she's carved out for herself. This lack of competition doesn't come from arrogance. It comes from a deep sense of self-assurance. She understands that true success isn't about being better than someone else. It's about becoming the best version of herself. Men can't help but be drawn to this mindset. It's not the usual hustle for attention or validation they often encounter. Instead, it's a calm, grounded energy that speaks of someone who knows where she's going and isn't distracted by comparisons. This freedom from competition makes her stand out even more. Men notice how her confidence isn't about tearing anyone else down. It's about building herself up. It's rare, it's magnetic, and it's something they can't quite forget. Number 2. Piercing eye contact. There's something unforgettable about the way a Sigma female looks at you. Her gaze isn't casual or fleeting. It feels deliberate, even surgical. She's not just looking to see what's on the surface. She's dissecting, peeling back the layers, searching for something real. It's not about judgment, it's about understanding. Men feel this instantly, and it hits differently than the glances they're used to. Her eyes don't just glance over them, they hold them in place as if she's reading the story behind their words, their gestures, even their silence. This kind of eye contact can be unsettling. It's as though she's bypassing every mask and defense you've ever put up and getting straight to the core. But it's also magnetic because it makes you feel seen in a way that's rare. For men, it's a wake-up call. They sense that this isn't someone you can fool or impress with surface-level charm. Her eyes demand honesty, and they leave you questioning not just how she sees you, but how you see yourself. It's not just eye contact, it's a challenge, an invitation, and a mirror all in one. And once you've experienced it, you don't forget it. Number 3, their "don't try me" energy. There's an undeniable edge to a Sigma female's presence that commands respect before she even speaks. It's not loud or aggressive, it's subtle, but you feel it instantly. It's in the way she carries herself, her steady gaze, and the calm confidence in her tone. Without saying a word, she sends a clear message. Don't try me. Men pick up on this energy the moment they meet her. It's not that she's unfriendly or cold. She can be warm and engaging when she chooses. But there's an unspoken boundary that's impossible to miss. She won't tolerate disrespect, manipulation, or anyone who underestimates her. Her demeanor says she knows her worth and will never let anyone take advantage of it. This energy is both intimidating and intriguing. Men respect it because it's rare to meet someone who doesn't need to explain their strength. It's just there, At the same time, they're drawn to it because it challenges them to rise to her level. She sets the tone without lifting a finger, and everyone around her knows exactly where they stand. It's not about being unapproachable, it's about showing the world that she demands and deserves respect, and that's a power that can't be ignored. Number 4. Effortless elegance. Elegance doesn't need to scream, and Sigma females embody this perfectly. They don't rely on designer labels, flashy accessories, or over-the-top makeup to stand out. Instead, they possess a natural grace that feels effortless and genuine. It's not just about what they wear, it's how they wear it. Men notice this instantly because it's not something you can fake or force. It's in their posture, the way they walk, the calmness in their movements, and even how they hold a conversation. What makes this elegance so magnetic is its authenticity. Sigma females aren't trying to impress anyone. Their style is a reflection of who they are, understated, confident, and entirely their own. There's no need for them to follow trends or seek approval. Their presence alone leaves a lasting impression, and men can't help but take notice. This effortless style extends beyond their appearance. It's in how they handle situations with poise, navigate conversations with ease, and make others feel their energy without being overbearing. It's the kind of elegance that lingers in your mind long after they've left the room. Men are drawn to this because it feels rare and genuine, like finding something truly timeless in a world full of fleeting impressions. Number 5. An impeccable radar for BS. Sigma females have an uncanny ability to detect when something doesn't add up. They can sense insincerity or manipulation from miles away, and they do it without even breaking a sweat. Men are often taken aback by how quickly and accurately they assess the situation, almost as if they can read people's intentions like an open book. It's not magic. It's just an intuition that comes from being highly self-aware and extremely observant. They pick up on the smallest cues, the shift in tone, a slight change in body language, or even the way someone frames their words. This radar for BS is sharp, and it's something that men find both impressive and a little intimidating. Sigma females don't need to engage in drama or make a big deal out of it. They just know when something is off. It's a quiet power they hold, one that makes them hard to fool and even harder to manipulate. Men can't help but be intrigued by this ability. They recognize that she's not easily swayed by charm or flashy talk. She cuts straight to the core, and that level of discernment is rare. It's what makes a Sigma female so compelling. She's the type of woman who can't be deceived no matter how smooth the talker is. We appreciate you, Rare Gems, for being a treasured subscriber. Your consistent support is vital to us and fuels our passion for delivering meaningful content. Thank you for your engagement and encouragement. Number 6. The duality of strength and softness. Sigma. Females have a rare and powerful duality that makes them stand out in a world that often expects extremes. They are tough enough to handle life's toughest challenges without breaking, yet they also have a softness that allows them to empathize with others in ways that feel deep and real. This balance is what makes them so intriguing and at times perplexing to men. On one hand, they can face adversity head-on with a quiet strength that inspires respect. Their resilience doesn't need to be announced. It's felt in the way they approach every situation with calm assurance and unshakable determination. On the other hand, they have a gentle side that offers warmth and understanding to those who truly need it. This isn't weakness, it's emotional intelligence. Men often find it difficult to wrap their heads around how someone can embody both fierce independence and compassionate care simultaneously. It's not about being contradictory, it's about balance. Sigma females understand that real strength comes with the ability to be vulnerable when necessary, and they don't shy away from showing their softer side when it matters most. This complexity leaves men fascinated, because it's something that's hard to find in a world of extremes. One woman who can be both a force to reckon with and a safe place to land. Number 7. Their ability to leave a mark without trying. Sigma females have a rare quality that makes them unforgettable without ever trying. They don't need to dominate the room or seek attention to leave a lasting impression. Simply walking into a space, staying quiet in the background, they somehow manage to be the most memorable person there. It's an unspoken power they carry. There's something about their presence that demands attention, not through grand gestures, but through the subtle strength they exude. Men often notice this immediately. Even when they aren't the center of attention, there's something magnetic about the way Sigma females carry themselves. It's as if their energy fills the room, making people aware of their quiet but undeniable influence. Whether it's their calm confidence, their composed demeanor, or their sharp awareness, something about them sticks with others long after they've left. It's not about being showy or performing. It's about being so comfortable in their own skin that their very existence becomes memorable. Men can't help but notice how effortless it seems for a Sigma female to make an impact, leaving people wondering who she is and what makes her stand out. This ability to leave a mark without trying is what makes her so rare and so captivating. Number 8. Their fascination with the unconventional. Sigma females have an innate fascination with the unconventional, always seeking out what others might overlook. They're not content with the surface level or the mainstream. They're drawn to ideas, hobbies, and topics that make most people raise an eyebrow. This intellectual curiosity drives them to explore the deeper layers of things, whether it's a niche interest, a thought-provoking book, or a unique perspective on life. Men quickly notice this about them, the way their minds work, constantly pushing past the obvious and diving into areas that are often left unexplored. While others may be content with the basics, Sigma females seek out depth and complexity. They ask questions that challenge the norm, and their hunger for knowledge is infectious. This isn't just about being different for the sake of it. It's about genuinely wanting to understand the world from a unique angle. This intellectual curiosity isn't just impressive, it's magnetic. Men are drawn to their ability to hold conversations that are anything but ordinary. They offer fresh perspectives that others simply can't, and this level of thoughtfulness makes them stand out. Sigma females aren't just interested in what's popular. They're captivated by the things that matter, even if those things are a little off the beaten path. Number 9. How they make men reflect. Being around a Sigma female has a way of making men reflect on themselves, whether they want to or not. It's not something she intentionally sets out to do. It's just a byproduct of her authenticity, her presence, the way she carries herself so confidently and unapologetically, makes men take a closer look at their own actions, words, and even the things they may not be entirely comfortable with about themselves. She doesn't need to preach or offer unsolicited advice. She simply exists as she is, genuine, unfiltered, and true to herself, and that alone sparks a kind of self-awareness in those around her. Men find themselves questioning things they might have brushed off before. Are they living up to their own potential? Are they being true to themselves or just going through the motions? This level of introspection isn't something most people can inspire. Sigma females don't try to challenge anyone. They just embody a quiet strength and authenticity that forces others to examine their own lives. It's an effect that's both powerful and disarming. Without ever needing to say a word, she makes men reflect on who they are and who they want to be, and that's a rare, almost magnetic quality. Number 10. The absence of neediness. Sigma females don't cling to anyone for validation or companionship. They are as comfortable being alone as they are in the company of others, and this independence is something men notice right away. There's no desperation for attention, no need to constantly be around others to feel fulfilled. They live by their own terms, creating their own peace and satisfaction from within. Men find this independence both refreshing and intimidating. It's refreshing because it's rare. Most people seek constant validation or companionship to feel secure, but Sigma females have an inner sense of completeness that's hard to ignore. They don't need to rely on others to feel whole, and this self-sufficiency is a trait that many admire, but it's also intimidating. For some men, the realization that a Sigma female doesn't need them to feel content can trigger feelings of insecurity or even uncertainty. They're used to relationships where there's a sense of dependence or emotional attachment, but a Sigma female doesn't operate on that level. She's emotionally independent, free from the constraints that typically bind people to one another. And this stark independence often makes her stand out in a world that's full of neediness. It's a quality that commands respect and forces men to reconsider what true self-sufficiency really looks like. Number 11. How they listen intently. When Sigma females listen, they don't just hear words. They truly absorb and process them. Men quickly notice this rare quality, especially in a world where most people are more focused on what they're going to say next, rather than actively engaging with what's being said. Sigma females aren't just waiting for their turn to speak. They're fully invested in the conversation, analyzing every word, every tone, every nuance. This ability to listen deeply gives them an edge in understanding not just what's being communicated, but also the underlying emotions or thoughts that may not be immediately obvious. Men realize that when they talk to a Sigma female, they're not just having a conversation, they're engaging with someone who sees beyond the surface and is truly trying to understand them. This level of attentiveness makes her an exceptional listener, one who values quality over quantity in her interactions. It's a quiet strength that men notice and appreciate. They can feel the weight of her attention, and it makes them feel heard in a way that's rare and meaningful. Sigma females listen not just to respond, but to understand, and that's a powerful trait that sets them apart from the crowd. Number 12. Their resting face is not an invitation. Sigma females often wear a neutral or serious expression that many mistake for unapproachability. But men quickly realize it's not a sign of hostility. It's simply a reflection of authenticity. They don't put on a facade or force a smile to make others feel comfortable. What you see is what you get. There's no pretense, no attempt to appear more friendly or approachable than they feel in the moment. For men, this can be a bit disorienting at first. In a world where people are trained to constantly smile and act cheerful, the straightforwardness of a Sigma female's resting face stands out. But once they understand that this expression isn't an invitation for others to invade her space, they begin to see it for what it really is, an unspoken message of respect for her boundaries and herself. Her lack of a forced smile doesn't mean she's unfriendly. It means she's not interested in pretending or bending to social expectations. This genuine self-presentation forces men to reconsider their assumptions and engage with her on a deeper level, instead of just focusing on surface appearances. It's a rare and refreshing trait, one that signals strength, confidence, and the absence of unnecessary social games. Number 13. The quiet, yet magnetic aura. There's something about a Sigma female that draws attention the moment she steps into a room. It's not loud or flashy. It's quiet, almost unspoken, yet impossible to ignore. Her presence speaks volumes without her uttering a single word. It's not about the way she looks or what she wears, though that might catch the eye. What truly holds people's attention, especially men, is the way she carries herself. She's calm, composed, and deeply assured, radiating a confidence that feels effortless. Unlike others who seek validation or chase the spotlight, she's comfortable in her own skin. She doesn't need to be the center of attention, and yet, attention seems to find her. It's not something she forces, it's simply who she is. This quiet magnetism intrigues people because it's rare. It leaves them wondering what's beneath the surface, what drives her, and what gives her that calm sense of purpose. Men are especially drawn to this energy because it's different. It's not the obvious kind of charm they're used to. It's subtle, but it lingers. They notice how she's not trying to impress anyone, and that, ironically, is what impresses them the most. Number 13. A smile that's rare but genuine. There's a different kind of power in a Sigma female's smile. It's not something she gives away freely, and that's exactly what makes it so captivating. She doesn't smile to please others, to blend in, or to mask discomfort. When she does smile, it's because it's real, because something truly resonated with her or brought her joy. That authenticity is magnetic. Men notice it instantly, not just because it's rare, but because it carries a depth that can't be faked. Her smile feels earned, almost like a reward. It's the kind of expression that sticks in people's minds long after it's gone. It doesn't just light up her face. It has the ability to shift the energy of an entire room. Men are especially drawn to this because it's so different from the forced smiles they're used to seeing. It's a moment of vulnerability, but it's also a sign of her strength, a reflection of someone who doesn't need to perform or seek approval. A Sigma female's smile isn't just an expression, it's a statement. It says she's confident in her emotions, present in the moment, and completely unapologetic about being herself. That's what makes it unforgettable. Number 14. A focus on purpose over drama. Sigma females have an air of calm purpose that sets them apart. They aren't interested in the whirlwind of petty gossip, meaningless arguments, or attention-seeking behavior that consumes so many. They know their time and energy are valuable, and they refuse to waste either on things that don't serve them. Men notice this immediately. While others might get caught up in drama or seek validation through chaos, Sigma females stay focused on what truly matters: growth, goals, and living with intention. This doesn't mean they're cold or detached. On the contrary, they can be deeply engaging, but their conversations are always meaningful. They challenge you to think deeper, to reflect, and to focus on substance rather than superficial distractions. Men find themselves drawn to this because it's so different from the norm. There's no hidden agenda, no emotional games, just honesty and purpose. Sigma females don't have time for negativity or people who thrive on conflict. They know that drama is a distraction and they simply don't have room for it in their lives. This clarity and focus aren't just attractive, they're inspiring. Men realize they're in the presence of someone who isn't just surviving life, but thriving with direction and intention. Sigma females are unforgettable. They carry themselves with a quiet confidence and authenticity that men, and everyone else, can't help but notice. Whether it's their piercing eye contact, their genuine smile, or their unwavering independence, they stand apart without even trying. It's not about seeking attention or fitting into anyone's expectations. They're simply true to who they are, and that's what leaves such a powerful impression. If you're a Sigma female, remember this. Your strength lies in your authenticity, your ability to balance independence with empathy, and your refusal to settle for anything less than what aligns with your values. You don't need to change or shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You're noticed for all the right reasons, and the world needs more of your quiet strength and unshakable sense of self. Thank you for sticking with us until the end. We hope this gave you some insight into just how remarkable Sigma females truly are. If you found value in this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content that celebrates unique personalities and perspectives. Stay true to yourself, and we'll see you in the next video. God bless.